And so I really wanted to start actually with a little mindfulness mini exercise, which really gets us thinking about this idea of paying attention. And this is borrowed from the fabulous Richard Burnett. I don't know if anyone here knows Richard, but he is one of the people behind the Mindfulness in Schools project, which is a fabulous initiative if you're interested in mindfulness and young people. So I'd like you to join me in this little exercise. So what we're going to do, we're going to start by, I'm going to count 3, 2, 1, and then we're all going to clap together, 1, 2, 3, clapping as loud as you can. And then you're going to place your arms about so far apart, as if you're holding a football or something like that. So I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, then we're going to clap together, 1, 2, 3, and then hold our hands apart. Everyone got that basic idea? Okay, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay, without now necessarily looking at your hands, just place your attention into your hands and notice what you sense. Maybe they're tingling. Maybe your hands feel hot or cold. Just notice how they feel. Okay, now let's sort of play with our attention a little bit. Now try to zoom your attention in specifically to your thumbs. Notice how your thumbs feel. And now let's try even more precisely. Zoom your attention into the very top of your left little finger. See if you can just notice specifically what's happening with the left little finger. Okay, now just let your hands relax back onto your lap or wherever they feel comfortable, and then keeping your gaze softened, or if you like, even potentially closing your eyes if you feel relaxed doing that. Let's just now bring our attention to something else that we do thousands of times every day, but often are not very conscious of, which is breathing. So just take a moment to take a few, perhaps slightly deeper than normal, relaxing breaths in and out. And as you're breathing, just try to notice that act of breathing, this thing that we do so subconsciously, and yet is so at the heart of our lives. Notice the air coming into your lungs, coming out again as you breathe out. Notice how your chest expands as you breathe in. And then goes in again as you breathe out. And you'll probably find that your mind, if it hasn't already, will soon start to wander off onto other things rather than your breath. And that's absolutely fine. That's what minds do all the time. But just when you notice you've drifted off to something else, just try to bring your mind back to what we're focusing on. So back to your breath. Just notice how you feel to breathe. Okay, now keeping with this idea of attention. So we've had our attention in our hands, we've had our attention in our breathing. Now bring your attention to your body more generally. Notice how it feels to be sitting down in the chair. Notice the contact your feet are making with the floor. And just perhaps notice how your body's feeling generally. You don't need to change anything, you don't need to move how you're sitting, but just notice if there's any tension, anything that feels hot or cold. Just tune into what's going on in your body right now. And then finally, let's turn our attention to perhaps what you might call the weather pattern inside ourselves. How are you feeling inside right now? You may have had a long, busy day. You may have lots on your mind. Again, don't try to change anything. Just notice how you're feeling right now. What's the weather pattern like inside you? And then just to end this little introductory exercise, let's just bring our attention back to our breath and take a few more just gentle, relaxing breaths in and out. Okay, and then let's bring our gaze back into the room. Let's bring ourselves back into noticing what's around us. So a very simple exercise, a mindfulness exercise if you like, but also just a chance to notice this faculty we have of attention. And so often we are living in this mode of thinking and analysing and rushing and doing the next thing. And actually very often we're not necessarily in that mode of just tuning in, whether it's tuning into our physical sensations, to what's going on around us, or indeed to what's going on inside us.